I heard the nation of Iran is about to impose sanctions on the United States of America for the mistreatment and genocide of black people. I heard the nation of Iran is about to impose sanctions on the United States of America for its treatment and genocide of black folks. What do I think about that? What do I think about the Arab nation of Iran willing to impose sanctions on the United States for the mistreatment of black folk? Firstly, I want to say thank you to the Iranian government. I want to say thank you to the Iranian people, because you're doing something that no African country is doing for their brothers and sisters in the diaspora. So I want to say thank you to the Iranian government for having the balls and the guts and the courage to stand up to the bully of the planet, the United States of America, and threaten this country with sanctions for the genocide and police brutality of African people. See, this is why you got to get off of YouTube and see what's going on in the world every once in a while. This is why you got to get off of YouTube and find out what's going on in the world every once in a while. So the nation of Iran, brothers and sisters, the nation of Iran is about to implement sanctions against the United States of America for the police genocide and mistreatment and human rights abuses against black people in America. And I want to say thank you to the Iranian government. Thank you for doing what our African nations will not do. 55 African nations, and not one of them is imposing sanctions on America for the mistreatment of Africans in the diaspora. So I thank the Iranian people. Although I thank the Iranian people, I must respectfully ask you, what is your agenda? Although I thank the Iranian government for being willing to stand up and speak for the African American when none of our 55 African nations are doing so, I still have to ask the Iranian government, what is your agenda? Because last time I checked, Africans in Iran are mistreated by Arab racists. Last time I checked, Africans in Iran are mistreated by Iranians. Last time I checked, Africans in East Africa are being sold into slavery all throughout the Middle East. So although I appreciate the government of Iran standing up and speaking up for me and my fellow American African nation, I appreciate the government of Iran speaking up for my American African nation, I have to ask you, what are you doing about the enslavement of Africans in Iran? What are you doing about the enslavement of Africans in the Middle East? I appreciate you speaking up for us, and I hope you follow through. But if you're not doing nothing about the enslavement of my African sisters in your country, then with all due respect, we don't need your help. Because what you cannot do is help me and ignore my African brothers and sisters on the continent. I'm not going to let you do that, Iran. I'm not going to let you do that, Iran. If you support African people, then support African people. Stop the mutilization of African women in Iran. Stop the mistreatment of black African Muslim sisters in Iran and the sex abuse of black African Muslim women in Iran. Stop the African sex trade into Iran. Stop the enslavement of African people throughout the Middle East, brothers and sisters. I appreciate you, Iran, but I'm telling you right now, you talking to a real revolutionary Pan-African nationalist. If you think I'm going to overlook the mistreatment of black people in your country because you're speaking up for me, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I represent my whole family. I represent my whole family. I represent the entire universal African family. I represent the entire global African family. You either going to look out for all Africans or don't look out for no Africans. Send all those enslaved African women back to Africa, Iran. Send all those enslaved women back to Africa, Iran, until the Iranian government does something about the sex trafficking of African women in Iran and throughout the Middle East and the mistreatment of African people in Iran. I have to question your motive, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it because what you're doing, our African countries should be doing. But our African heads of state are too damn scared of the white man to speak up for Africans in America. And let me say this. Let me say this. I want to talk to the Pan-African community. When we talk about repatriation, if you want to work at the school, send me your resume, fdmgresumes@gmail.com. You want to work at the school, send your resume, fdmgresumes@gmail.com. But for the Pan-Africanist on the chat, repatriation is not just for the American African. Repatriation is not just for the American African. Let me put some smell good on for the queens. I got some new smell good, ladies, so when we take our pictures at the lectures, I got some new smell good. I got that new oud. I got, shout out to South Florida. I got that new oud for the ladies. Make sure you smell the beard when we take our pictures. Pittsburgh, DeSoto, Shreveport, St. Louis, Minneapolis. Coming to see my Minneapolis family. Coming to see my Shreveport, Louisiana Africans. My St. Louis dirty Africans. But listen, repatriation is for the whole race. To my Africans on the continent. To my Africans on the continent. To my Africans on the continent, why aren't you inviting the Haitian brothers and sisters back home? Why aren't you inviting our Australian brothers and sisters back home? Our Dominica Africans, our Turks. I don't want the repatriation movement to be some kind of one-sided African-American, black African highway. No. Repatriation is for the race. That means the Caribbean Africans, our European Africans, our Brazilian, our Mexican Africans, our Central and South American. It's for the whole race. I'm talking to the American Africans and the continental Africans. Pan-Africanism is not just about Africa and black America. Pan-Africanism is not just about black America and Africa. Pan-Africanism is for everyone. Those Haitian refugees, our Haitian African brothers and sisters, they should have been airlifted by African countries into Africa. Y'all could have divided them up. Why didn't Africa send ships or planes for our Haitian brothers and sisters? Y'all don't have a problem taking Arabs. Y'all don't have a problem taking Asians. Y'all don't have a problem taking Chinese. Y'all don't have a problem taking East Indians. Why didn't y'all take our Haitian African brothers and sisters? And by the way, this is day number 2 of the Revolutionary Pan-African Nationalist Fast. If anybody is fasting with Dr. Umar, I salute you. The fast started yesterday. Today is the second day. We're fasting from December 11th to New Year's Day. When that clock strikes midnight on New Year, the fast is over. When that clock strikes midnight on New Year's, the fast is over. When that clock strikes 1200 on January the 1st of 2022, the fast is over. We are recommitting ourselves to the black woman. And for the black woman, she's recommitting herself to the black man. We're recommitting ourselves to African independence, global African liberation, the principles of Pan-Africanism. We're recommitting ourselves to our children, our daughters, our elders, our institutions, our liberation, our ancestors, our reparations. Revolutionary struggle. This is a spiritual thing, brothers and sisters. My religion is revolutionary Pan-African nationalism. I said my religion is revolutionary Pan-African nationalism. So I'm fasting, sunrise to sunset. No food except water, juice, and tea. Sunrise to sunset. No food except water and tea. Sunrise to sunset. No food except water and tea. If you got to sip on some juice, sip on some juice. You can't do the smoothie. No smoothies. No. Water, tea. If you need to sip on some juice, sip on some juice. You can eat at dusk, sundown, not sunset, sundown, not sunset, sundown. We go from dawn to dusk, 21 days and 21. We go from dawn to dusk, sunrise to sunset. We going from dawn to dusk, sunrise to sunset. This is day 2. I'm living off the energy of the Orisha, the Agunguns. I don't need a podcast. I'm an institution builder. Stop trying to turn me into a YouTubian. I don't want to be a YouTubian. Black Power. Good to see you, Elder.
Do your day, bro.
You too, black man. Be safe out here. I don't want to be a YouTubian. Dr. Umar need a podcast. Dr. Umar needs his own show. Dr. Umar is the king of TikTok. Dr. Umar is the king of YouTube. Dr. Umar is the king of Pan-Africanism. Dr. Umar is the king of Black consciousness. Dr. Umar is the king of the Black intellectuals. Yes, I am. I'm all that and more, but I'm an institution builder and a liberation general first. Stop trying to turn me into a social networker. I am not a social networker. I am a garveyite of the highest order, brothers and sisters. I'm so hyped right now. Why I got so much energy? I'm fasting, and I got more energy fasting than when I'm eating. Lord have mercy. Where them 2 wives at? Let me stop playing. Listen, brothers and sisters, we must stay focused. We must stay focused. We must stay focused, brothers and sisters. We must stay focused. Woo, I'm feeling good out here on Ifatunde Avenue, Dr. Papa Boulevard. Woo! Nat Turner, Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium. Woo! Marcus Garvey Elementary School, Frederick Douglass High School, brothers and sisters. Iran doing something none of the African countries are doing. But we don't need another Arab opportunist. Okay? I appreciate it. At least they speaking up. I appreciate it. They are exposing America and Joe Biden for being the hypocrites they are, but until they do something about that slavery in Iran, I can't do that. I'm a Pan-Africanist, brothers and sisters. Australia, I'm still waiting for my invitation to Australia. Why haven't I been invited to speak in Australia? I've spoken on every continent inhabited by human life except Australia. Australia, what are y'all waiting on? Where are my African Aboriginal Australian brothers and sisters? Yes. Brothers and sisters, I got to get back to Philly. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. Time to go. I love y'all. I fight for y'all. Keep me in your prayers. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's been a long time. God willing, I'll be back. St. Louis, Missouri, it's been a long time. God willing, I'll be back. Monrovia, Liberia, West Africa. It's been a long time, my Liberian Africans, but I'm coming back. Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's been a long time, but I'm coming back. DeSoto, Texas, I'm coming for the first time. Shreveport, Louisiana, I'm coming for the first time. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Personal donations, $ Dr. Umar Johnson on the Cash App. Personal donations, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Don't confuse personal with institution. School money is separate from my money, brothers and sisters. We here. King Kong. I'm on Philadelphia radio tonight, 8 o'clock. I'm on Philadelphia radio tonight with Baba David Burns. New World View, 900 AM, WURD, 900 AM tonight at 8 o'clock with my big brother, David Barnes. Black women, I love you. Black women, stay safe. Keep the daughters safe. We're going to have the Conscious Singles Convention right here at the school. As soon as the gym is ready, we will be hosting Conscious Single Night once a month. All single conscious people can come to the Nat Turner and Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium once a month. Conscious Singles Night at the Fred Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. We got to get some marriages, and I'm doing all the marrying. If you meet through me, you will get married by me. If you meet through me, you will get married by me. You got to register, brothers. You got to register. If you want to be part of the Pan-African Dating Association, you got to register, brother. I got to make sure you are checked out to date the queens. That's right. That's right. That's right. We're going to have a council of elders. That's right, because y'all not going to be running through all the cookies in the black community. That's right, brothers. You got to get registered. And if you're getting to know one sister or two sisters, you can get to know one sister or two sisters without no sex. Platonic investigation into the potential of her being your king, or her being your queen, or him being your king in the place of black women. We're going to get some black families. And then we're going to have a mass marriage on Ifatunde Avenue. We're going to have a mass marriage at the 3rd annual FDMG Festival. We're going to have a mass marriage of all the brothers and sisters who came together through Dr.UMAR and FDMG to build family. It's revolution. It's revolution. February the 1st, the first day of Black History Month, is the beginning of the Year of the Tiger in the African Chinese zodiac. Frederick Douglass is a tiger and I am a tiger. When I blew up in 2010, that was the Year of the Tiger. When I blew up in 2010, that was the Year of the Tiger. When I blew up in 2010, that was the Year of the Tiger. Here we go 12 years later, it's tiger season. It's tiger season. February 1st, Black History Month, tiger season is back. I love my family. Let's get it done, black man. Let's come together. Let's stop beating up on the sisters. Let's stop criticizing the sisters. Let's show the world that we love our black women, and black women show the world that you love your black men, and let all of us show the world that we love our black children and our black elders and our black community. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Y'all know how to reach me. 215-989-9858.